Okay, so in this video we're going to go through 3.1e, which is be able to use selections based on shape, colour or edge contrast. What we want to try and do is go from a picture that we've got from the internet. So we found a font from defont.com. We put in our own text that we're going to use in a logo. And we want to remove the background and put it into our own colour scheme that we've chosen. So let's start in Photoshop, Control N. I'll go for maybe something that's 800 by 600 for a logo. And if we take a picture, this is just a screenshot from defont.com, and paste that in. We can use Control T to move it and scale it, and hold down Shift to lock the aspect ratio. I want to be able to remove the background to get it in the color scheme that we want. So I'm also going to copy and paste this swatch, this color swatch that we got from coolers.co. So let's put in the color scheme. I'm labeling the layers on here, and this is the text. So I'd like the background to be in a particular color. I'm going to go for this slightly grungy yellow here. So let's use the Eyedropper Tool, keyboard shortcut I, to get that color. Control A to select all, which is the same as using the rectangular marquee tool to select everything. And if I press Shift and Backspace, I can fill in the foreground color to get that color here. So this is where we have our problem. We've got this white background on the text. Now I want to get rid of that. So I need to be on the right layer, and I'll use the magic wand tool. So keyboard shortcuts, you need a W here. And if I press W, there's the magic wand tool and the quick selection tool. If you want to toggle between them, you can press Shift and W. I want the magic wand tool here. So bear in mind, the magic wand tool will operate on the layer that you've got selected at the moment. This is currently on the background here. But because I've got sample all layers, it's trying to get everything. I don't want that. I only want the layer I've currently got selected. So that means for me, the text, I want to select the white. That's better. So for me, it's got all of the white parts. For you, it might not do. It might just get the parts that you've selected. Can you see here, I haven't got the middle of the A here because I've got contiguous selected. Contiguous means things that are close to you. So if I disable contiguous, it's going to get all of the white, and I can press delete to get rid of it. So that's okay, but I've got this stuff around here. I'm just going to use the marquee tool, M, to select that and delete it. Control D to deselect it. And then on the text, we could double click on here to have a color overlay in any particular color. We can go for the color in our color scheme. So that works quite nicely, but sometimes you want to adjust the outline. So let's Control Alt Z until we go back here. This time I'll use the magic wand tool again, and you can refine the edge here. So refining the edge, sorry I did that too quickly. Refine edge button at the top. You can choose the radius of the edge. You can smooth it to adjust it. You can feather it to soften it around the edges. You can play around with all of these until you've got the perfect edge selection. Or Shift W for like quick selection tool probably isn't very useful here because it's all the same color anyway, but it lets you paint your selection, which is much better for images that are photos with lots of pictures here. So notice that you can still use the square brackets to change the size of the thing you're painting the selection with. And you can hold down Alt, or is it Control? I can't remember, to kind of add or remove from the selection. But for this kind of image, it's much better to just get the magic wand tool because it's all exactly the same shade. You might want to change the tolerance. If you're completely tolerant, you don't mind people's skin color. That's as we should be in class. If you're completely intolerant, you only like people of the exact same skin tone as you. That's not what we want in class. Some kind of balance is never good in class, but sometimes useful in Photoshop. It's like saying, what shade of grey do you tolerate? So you can adjust that on here until you get it exactly